Hi there, Doug Baldwin, Doctor of Audiology and Senior Global Training Manager at Unitron, here to answer your questions about hearing loss and hearing aids. In this Ask an Audiologist session, the topic is hearing damage from exposure to loud noise. There are a few questions about this actually. How loud is too loud? Do earplugs or earmuffs really help? And my favorite, once the damage is done, it's done. So no point in using hearing protection then, right? That last one is one I used to hear all the time, having grown up and worked clinically in more rural areas, where there's a lot of industrial and agricultural noise, as well as gunfire from hunting and target shooting. So let's start there. With noise exposure, it is not a situation where once the damage is done, it's done. Inside our inner ears are thousands of tiny sensory cells, and we're born with all of these we will ever have. So unlike other cells in our bodies, we don't grow new ones. So once they're gone and the damage is permanent. With noise, it's kind of like walking on grass. If you only do it once or occasionally, the grass will usually spring back up, mostly, although maybe not entirely, unharmed. But if you walk over and over the same path, eventually you will kill the grass in that path. Years ago, my dog wore a path around the perimeter of my backyard. Well, it's kind of the same thing with noise exposure. The more you are exposed, the worse it gets. So even if you have some damage already, it can, and with more noise, it will likely get worse. So even if you already have some damage from loud noise, you should still protect what you have left. And it does not matter what the sound source is. Music, equipment, gunfire, whatever. If it's loud enough and you are exposed to it long enough, it will do damage. So how loud is too loud? We measure loudness in decibels, and sound over 80 decibels is potentially damaging. But it also depends on how long you're exposed to it. The louder the sound, the shorter the amount of time before damage can occur. For extremely loud sounds, a single exposure can cause permanent damage. Most of us are not in the habit of measuring how loud sounds are. So there are some examples on the screen, and in the comments you will find a link or two you can click to learn more about how loud certain sounds are and how long you can be exposed before damage is likely to occur. But suffice it to say, if your ears feel dull and are ringing after an activity, it was too loud. That's your body telling you you've already done damage, hopefully just temporary. But that's just it. Like the example of the path in the grass, with repeated and continued exposure, the reduced hearing and the tinnitus can both become permanent. And finally, yes, hearing protection when used properly really works. The type or style is not the most important thing. Earplugs, earmuffs, electronic protectors, they all work. Pick the one you like and use it consistently. Teach your kids and be a good example. You'll be glad you did. And so will they. Or worse, someday you will regret that you didn't, and so will they.